That is, you talk about knowing somebody and getting them a gift specifically for them.
Yeah, it's really specific.
That's a niche gift.
That guy lives in Vegas now, and I always like hope to run into him and be like, dude, I sleep with you, dude.
Do it from like 6 feet away.
Yeah.
This video is brought to you by Music Today. We'll hear more about them later. For now, let's get on to today's video. Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to local music, wherever it may be, and the people that make it, including my guest. And my guest is a repeat offender on Room 6, and actually is the frontman for the headlining act from my last Room 6 showcase, which was all heavy metal. This band is capturing the best of math rock, hardcore, and thrash. Their new full-length album, Garage Honey and the Barfly Mutiny, is out now, and I'll be reviewing that soon. Please welcome back to the channel, Kevin Diamond from ANNELIDA. Hey, Kevin.
How we doing?
Unbelievable. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back.
Right, yeah, welcome back, man. And I really do appreciate it. If future Josh can remember this, I will put a link to the first time that we interviewed Kevin and ANNELIDA in the description, so you can go check that out. And that was back when I was in Vegas doing it in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Here, now I'm in the Pacific. Yeah, now I'm in the Pacific Northwest. Got a new background. Who dis?
Yeah.
So, real quick question, right off the bat. What is Garage Honey?
Well, okay, that's a good question. So I literally have honey flowing out of my walls in my garage onto my floor.
I'm sorry, what?
So that whole song is like an ode to my wife, just kind of like a I love you, honey kind of thing, right? But quite literally, I was on an airplane flying from Chicago to Vegas. And you know when you like get close to the ground and like your phone gets service and you kind of get like all your notifications all at once, and right? Well, as I get close to the ground, I started getting all these messages from my wife, and it was photos from her like closet window of our garage covered in bees. So I was coming home to like my garage being infested with bees, and it was just something in adulthood I had to handle, was these bees on my garage. Well,
wow.
they had since made a nest in my garage, and I got the bees handled pretty quickly, but the nest inside the attic of the garage, now in this Vegas heat, I have garage honey, literally honey flowing out of my garage. And like the garage is a place where like I store gear and store cases. I like screen print merch. It's like kind of like a place I work, and so it felt like a good title of a song, which the whole title of the record is just different song titles and different parts of songs. So
yeah, and I was just like,
it's very literal.
The album name is just so Stone Temple Pilots, you know?
Well, it was funny. So it was me and my lady were sitting in my bar, and she was saying like, you need to have like your melancholy and the infinite sadness. Like you need to have an album title like that. And I was like, that's a good idea. So I sat there for a second and like, you know, Garage Honey and the Barfly Mutiny. Barfly is like lyrics in Mind Eraser. It's lyrics in Mind Eraser, and then Mutiny is the title of the last song. So it's the title of the first song, the last song, and the first words in the middle, right in the middle.
Wow, I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
As I mentioned in the intro, I'm reviewing the album, and I'm halfway through, and I think Mind Eraser is the next song I have to take a listen to.
So if you are halfway through the album, you are probably at the part where it actually stopped, because like the first 5 songs don't stop. It just connects all together.
Oh, no spoilers. Please don't spoil it.
Okay.
Don't surprise it. Because I was about to ask you, like you made this with vinyl in mind, right? With being an actual vinyl record, so it could just go one to the other. But now you're telling me that there is a break from that.
There is, right?
Yeah. because I'm
And
listening to them on
you have
YouTube.
to be
So
able to flip it out. That's kinda how I thought about it, is like, where
right.
can you flip it? So I literally wrote up to the max of what you could fit on one side of a vinyl. That's how much I fit on one on tracks 1 through 5.
That explains why your the lyrics notes say side A is
Yeah.
28 minutes or whatever, and then
Yeah,
side B.
right.
Because I was sitting there going like okay, I get that with the vinyl, but it unfortunately I had to put that together myself because, like I said, I'm reviewing this by listening to it on YouTube, and so
Mhm.
every single song there's a pause, and then there's an ad, and then there, and I'm
Yeah,
like, oh okay, it's and I'm hearing like oh it's continuing the thread of the how the last song ended.
that's
So
that's that's a little pull back on the curtain. That's one of those things I worry about all the time because I actually did something like this on our first EP where the songs kinda connected. But this one
I remember.
I really focused on like, okay, these need to kind of flow together. And it's like, it's kind of nerve wracking. You upload it, you make your cuts and you upload it, and you're like, I really hope it doesn't jump or anything. You know what I mean? Like skip or something. But yeah, luckily
No, so
it all flows pretty good, like on all the streaming services I've heard so far. So that makes me happy.
yeah, so far in my listening, it makes sense where one song ends and one song starts, and you can totally like listen to one. It doesn't have you don't have to listen to them in order and have it be a complete
No,
song each time, which is nice. I
yeah.
just
Well, at least I hope so.
yeah,
I
um,
always try to start it with like the most intensity. So like, that's what people expect from us live is just, hard hitting, kind of confusing metal music. So like when I picked the starts of songs for this kind of layout of how it was, I always made sure it would start very, very heavy, except for Flying. That was the only one I didn't do that way.
right. Um, I was wondering when you played the Room Six showcase I mentioned. Were you playing any of these songs that night? I don't think you were.
Yeah, we played 4 of them.
Okay, because I was going back in my, and the memory is nebulous. I was going back thinking, okay, wait, was there a period where you were doing like back to back to back songs and nobody like you just didn't stop because that's how they were designed, but or did you just cherry pick like 4 songs from the album?
Um, it's kind of weird. So like I don't as much as I love talking, I don't like talking on stage. I like to let the kind of music do the talking. So
Right,
when I pick 4 songs and I put them together live, they won't necessarily be the same order of what they are on the album. So I did cherry pick, but I took like, the song in the middle and the first song and connected those somehow, just kind of figured out a good way to connect those. And when I took we play 4 songs from our new album and 4 songs from our old album live right now. That's what we've been doing. And I try to connect 3 out of the 4 from the old album and like 2 or 3 from the new album, try to connect those ones. So it's not necessarily like, hey, let's play tracks 1 through 3, but you know, kind of figure out how can we connect our first song and second song. So we don't like stopping every song and being like, this next song's called, that kind
right.
of lose momentum a little bit on that.
I never understood, especially at like the real heavy shows where like every vocal is guttural and you can barely hear the vocals anyway because it's just so loud. Why they bother saying the name of the song?
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things too where you for me, I see a lot of vocalists and they kind of have like their this next song is called and like they kind of scream it, and I see a lot of vocalists do that. I started doing it for a couple of songs, but to be quite honest too, it's like I kind of have double duty up there and I don't have like a guitar tech, so I got to like check to see if my guitar's in tune, and like I've had
Right.
to figure out how to talk and tune my guitar at the same time. That's a whole thing, so you're not just standing there, but
Yeah.
um yeah, it's one of those weird things.
Right on. By the way, for those of you OG Room Sixers who are wondering why I'm not asking some of my usual interview questions, it's because we did that already. Go watch the first interview. I'll ask him the questions like earliest musical influence and best show memory and all that jazz. For this, I really wanted to talk about more of the more recent past, but also I did have a couple of questions I managed to dredge up from the long ago, the forgotten times. But before that, if you want to be like Kevin and be featured on Room 6, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up using my email address down below or by clicking the Room 6 social media link. That's where you'll find all sorts of ways to support what I do here, as well as what else I'm up to online. And the all important like, share, and subscribe buttons. I know it's cheesy, but it really does make a difference. And yeah, thanks. So, talking of Lord Leach versus Garage Honey, a lot of acts did the whole are doing the like one single at a time, and then eventually they just kind of compile them. But you're really focusing on presenting things as a whole, and sometimes uncontinued, or I'm sorry, uninterrupted story, basically.
Mhm.
And I was wondering, have there been any other singles under the Annelida name that I don't know about?
We did, I called it a double because a double is
Oh,
better than a single. But there was
eh,
two songs we released called Second City. It was about a year after Lord Leach came out. We did it. We recorded it. It was one of those things where, like, when we released Lord Leach, it was still pandemic, you know? So we released, I believe, 3 music videos. Then we started touring. Or no, we released 3 music videos and then we like needed to write more songs so we could start touring. So we wrote these 2 songs called Second and City. Then I got guest vocalists from Chicago who are close friends of mine come from Chicago and be in the music video. Then we started playing it and going out and touring, and we kind of like those 2 songs like were kind of like a part of our set list where you kind of just feel it. It wasn't really like super well received. It was just kind of filler almost. Um so yeah, then we just continued on and wrote more music, and those songs no longer, we don't ever really play them, and they're out there. People can listen to them if they want to, but you know, they're just 2 songs we
right,
recorded.
right on. Yeah, I didn't see them in my searching
Yeah.
on the
They're
interwebs.
down in the singles area. A lot of people don't see that stuff.
That's true. I mean, I'm focusing on the album right now, of course. And when
Yeah.
I did a review of Lord Leach, I was focusing on that. So, all right. Speaking of Lord Leach, was there was the writing process basically kind of the same from Lord Leach to Garage Honey, or was it completely different? Because I know
Way
sound wise, of course, it's just because it's your music. A lot of the same elements are there from one album to the next, but this one seems a little bit more of the you seem to be moving a little bit more towards the heavy brutal side of things and getting a little bit away from the math side of things and the techno side of things, or is that not correct?
um yeah, I guess it could be. It's, you know what, it's I have to say one thing, it's way different. So with Lord Leach, you know, it was essentially the whole project started. The first song I wrote, Lord Leach, was just me in my studio by myself during the pandemic. So I had no basis of like what Annelida even is. I didn't have a band name. I had nothing. And then me and my friend at the time, we had put this EP together, 4 songs from the EP together, and you know, that was that, right? And then we went out and toured, and when we toured, it was a completely different lineup. It was me, the drummer that I currently have, and um, Tony, who's now back in the band. And when we went out and toured, we kind of found things that made us interesting, things that stood out that we didn't necessarily know stood out about us just by reception from people. And the fact that we had toured pretty much right off the bat kind of gave us that little sight, because it's not our friends telling us this, it's just complete strangers being like, oh, I like that one, you know, song you did, and we're like, oh, that's my least favorite, but So then when I went into writing these next batch of songs, and we had for me, I have a completely different rhythm section. I have a completely different bassist and drummer from Lord Leach. um, when I went in to write these songs, I kind of went in with the mindset like, okay, I want to like make people grind their teeth. I want like the inside of their head to itch a little bit. I want to be kind of relentless. I really want to just really kind of shove it down people's throats of what makes us different and what makes us stand out. So I just leaned into that as much as I could. And I kept telling my bandmates, like, we just have to lean into our strengths. That's it. Like, let's not try to do something we can't do. Let's just do what we do, you know? That was it.
You new musicians out there, pay attention. That is key. Don't worry about being
Yeah,
like somebody else, or don't worry about
right.
sounding
Yeah.
like somebody else.
It's one of those things like I know I'm not like the greatest singer in the world, but I do know what I'm good at, and I write pretty cool lyrics, and I can like deliver them in an interesting way. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to try to sing beautifully. I can't. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Uh,
you just always lean into your strengths and focus on that.
Actually, I don't remember which song it is right now, top of my head. I think it was the third or the fourth song, but there's a breakdown where suddenly you're singing at like a very musical, lilting, breakdown, and you're actually singing lyrics. Uh, and it was nice. I was just like, oh, there it is. There, let's show
Yeah.
people what I can do before I go back to yelling at them.
Right. Yeah, and it's one of those things too where it's like, I've kind of found some little pockets of for myself of like, all right, this sounds cool, this is weird, this is fun. And so it's just finding those things of like what makes me as a singer stand out and be different rather than try to like, oh, I like this band and how they sing, I'm going to write something like that, you know what I mean? So just that was kind of a main focus on vocals and how it differed from Lord Leach, because with Lord Leach, I think I was just trying to figure out how to play guitar and sing it and scream at the same time. That was like my big hurdle. You know what I mean? I've
Right,
never done it. So it was just trying that.
right on. Um, Before we get to any more questions, we're going to take a quick break here. Everybody, take a break, and we're going to hear a message from future Josh, and we'll be right back.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Thanks, past Josh. Want to take your music career to the next level? Or maybe you just want to get some sweet merch from your favorite artists on the cheap. MusicToday.com has you covered. With over 300,000 square feet of warehouse and distribution space located in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Arkansas, MusicToday.com can help you achieve your full revenue potential using omni-channel commerce and fancy words like synergistic brand experience. Just for watching this video and for a limited time, you can use my affiliate link down in the description to get massive clearance savings on special and hard to find items you probably can't find anymore. Thanks to MusicToday.com for being a sponsor, and let's get back to the show. We're back, and if that sponsor spot interested you at all, please consider clicking the link down below. You'll save some money, I'll make some money, it's a win-win. Yay, and it helps me keep doing what I'm doing here. And real quick, I have a question. You still play hockey?
I don't play. I mean, at my job, I have a stick and a foam puck that I fucking take. So I like sauce pucks like off the mezzanine in the warehouse down onto the floor and stuff. It's kind of fun. I do that. That's about it.
Because you used to play goalie, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I
What
still
was
got the
that? Was that
reflexes every once in a while. I still got the glove hand.
when the drink goes off the table?
Yeah, real quick. I think I'm Spider-Man for a second.
um, Speaking of things in the past, is Flat Ronnie still in the band?
Flat Ronnie. No, there's no Flat Ronnie.
There was a Flat Ronnie though, right?
Flat Ronnie is from Howard Stern, and we may have discussed about getting a Flat Ronnie. Is that what we did in our last interview?
There was a picture. You took a picture with Flat Ronnie, apparently.
I have a blanket with Flat Ronnie on it.
That might be it. But it
Yeah.
was like, new member of the band or some post like that.
My
So
my wife, like when we first started dating, she got me a blanket with like Howard Stern's limo driver, Ronnie Mund, on it. And they have like Howard Stern show had this Flat Ronnie joke going on for like a while. And she got me a blanket with that picture on it. So I have a picture of this bearded old guy on a blanket that I sleep with sometimes.
That is, you talk about knowing somebody and getting them a gift specifically for them.
Yeah, it's really specific.
That's a niche gift.
That guy lives in Vegas now, and I always like hope to run into him and be like, dude, I sleep with you, dude.
Do it from like 6 feet away.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But then again, maybe you'll get tickets to the show. Anyway. So before anything else, stick around. We're going to be seeing a music video for a song off their new album called The Flawing. Or no, I'm sorry, just Flawing.
Just Flawing.
We're going to see it's the new music video out for this. But speaking of new things, what else is coming on the horizon for ANNELIDA?
So we had just spent this past weekend filming like a very high production concert. And what we are planning on doing, we've done it our first year, and we're going to continue and do it on, is when we retire a set list, we are going to record or film that set list in the best of our ability and sell it on our website as like a name your price. Watch us live, watch us retire this set. And
Nice.
so we had filmed, we had 9 cameras, 27 microphones set up, an LED video wall, stage, planks. We had 5 microphones set up for 3 different people. So we're running around on planks, climbing up on things. Our drummer, it's really cool. We made videos to go along with the video wall as we played. So it's like synced up to video production. It's really, really neat. And we were able to pull this off all DIY. And so we're going to be releasing that in October. It's half Lord Leech, half Garage Honey and the Barfly Mutiny. And yeah, so we're going to be releasing that on our website, ANNELIDAmusic.com, in October sometime. But we'll be teasing it. We started teasing it like yesterday. It's really cool. Go on our Instagram right now and start looking at what it is. It's neat.
It sounds amazing, and you heard it, man.
It's super neat, dude.
all the social media for the band is down in the description for this video. Definitely go follow them. You know, subscribe, check them out, because not only is the music great, but also they're doing the good things. They're doing the right things with all the engagement and trying to build a fandom. Do you have a name for your fans?
No. We used to have this email list for a while, but we figured out that all of our emails were going to people's spam, so we just kind of cut it off. But we were calling them the Leeches, and I was Lord Leech kind of thing. But that was the Lord Leech era, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just stick with that. Leeches, I guess, because that's what ANNELIDA is. It's Leech.
How about Barflies?
Yeah, but that's only pertaining to this era, right? Now we're stuck. Right. We're stuck right now. We're stuck like Barflies, dude.
How about Worm Army?
Worm Army.
Well, because ANNELIDA.
Right. I see where we're going.
I don't know, but I just
Leech
some
layer.
bands have Leech
layer.
The Leech Legion. Hey. Tell you what, throw it in the comments. Do you have an idea for what ANNELIDA fans should be called? Oh, apparently I'm going through puberty. Excuse me. I need a manager.
Happens to all of us, dude.
Yeah. So with that, like I said, a lot of my usual questions are not going to be asked in this interview because we did it already. And basically, this is just a chance to revisit ANNELIDA and talk to Kevin and see what's going on right now. And definitely follow use all the links down the social.
Also, sorry to cut you off right at the end. We do have upcoming shows too. We do have upcoming tour dates coming up. In November, we will be playing in Reno, Phoenix, Bullhead City, Arizona, and Albuquerque, all in November.
At least you're hitting those spots when it's not, nope hot out.
Right. Yeah.
Because if any of you know, Arizona is even hotter than Nevada most times.
Yeah,
So
we hit it too often, and it's like every time we go, it's brutal. It seems like, but
any plans to visit the Pacific Northwest anytime soon?
we just got back from there, dude. We were there at the beginning of August when the album came out. We played Spokane, Seattle, Portland, and Idaho Falls. I don't know if that's not considered there, but still, we were up there.
Nerds, I just missed you because I moved up here.
I do got to say, we do hit up the Pacific Northwest once a year, so we will be back every year. We go, we play up there every year, so we'll
Right
definitely
on. Let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on. Cool. With that, thank you very much for being on the channel. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for having me. It's always nice to catch up with you.
Definitely. Thank you for watching and for being part of the Room 6 family. And stick around. We're going to see that music video for Flawing, and then we'll catch you in the outro. In the meantime, temporarily say goodbye, and we'll see you in a minute.
Bye.
Like a weld on the back of your teeth. But don't you see every day that you start is a blessing? And every day that you leave, you'll be begging at my feet. Begging at my feet. I forget your right. You forget your flaws. I won't forget my wrongs. I taught them up. Schizophrenic to manic depressive. Unedited, destructive. I put my hand on my chest to feel my heart beats. With panic and patience, we weigh out the cravings. To hate it, and love the feeling. I'm hoping that's a heartbeat. I forget your right. You forget your flaws. I won't forget my wrongs. I taught them up. There's we're not done. Just stay inside. We're trying inside. We're not done. But I keep laughing, and in confession, I leave a key to advice I survived. And in the Father's eyes, it's your claim to fame to post blame on anything. It's your name. But that's the name of the game. But that's the name of the game.
I want to thank Kevin Diamond from ANNELIDA for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and awesome music video. If you want to know more about them, hit those social media links down in the description, and definitely go to a show if they're in your area. Other than that, if you want to see more videos like this, please click up here. If you want to subscribe, click over there. Don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified. And if you want to hear my own music, click over there. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Say goodbye, Kevin.
Goodbye, Kevin.
Thanks for being part of Room 6. Remember to be amazing. And yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.